Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Elevate with C&M Coaching. My name is Maggie. Thank you so much for joining us here today. I have a special guest with me today. I have Bill Nealon, the president and CEO of TaxMax. He's been here before in a group, but now he's here all by his little lonesome. Thank you so much for being with me today, Bill.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Maggie.
How are things going in the tax business? You guys are getting ready, I am assuming, to not sleep much.
We are, weirdly enough, it's 7 to 8 weeks away. So money's going to start rolling out.
Oh,
7 to 8 weeks doesn't sound like a long time. It's right around the corner.
that is happening a lot faster than I was expecting you to say 7 weeks. So tell everybody what TaxMax does, what you guys are all about. For people who don't know what it is that you guys do, can you briefly explain that for everyone?
Yeah, for any type of dealer, whether you're retail, buy here, pay here, franchise, we give the dealer the ability to access a customer's tax refund starting January the 2nd. With a W-2, we can file the return and get them same day money up to $6,000 within 1 to 4 hours. So literally, we can
Wow.
tap into a customer's refund before it's released, and they can use that as a down payment or even to use to collect on a past due account.
Yeah, so exactly what type of things does a customer need to bring with them when they come into a dealership if they want to use your TaxMax program?
We're just like an H&R Block, so the customer kind of knows. They bring their W-2, their driver's license, and their social security card,
Oh, well,
and
that's
that's it.
nice
And
and
that's it.
simple.
Yeah, that's super simple.
So I believe that I heard a rumor that you guys have a new program that you're going to be rolling out that's going to make things even easier for dealers. So can you tell us about that?
Yes, the rumor's true. So we have what's called our File and Drive campaign. So basically, a dealership can now put a button on their website starting January the 2nd. And while consumers are viewing the dealership's inventory online, which is the new showroom now, right?
Yeah.
People don't really walk to dealerships anymore. They visit a dealership, check out their website.
Yep.
While they're looking at the inventory, they can click on the File and Drive button, and the consumer can file their taxes directly with TaxMax now, right from their couch. We see a lot of activity at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning where the
Really?
consumers drinking their favorite beverage or smoking their favorite cigarette,
Yeah.
and they can literally file right from their couch. They can file from their job. They take pictures of their W-2s, submit them to us. We file the return, or prepare the return. We send the customer a text back. They will sign with their finger, and we submit the return. And then by noon the next day, there should be a refund advance up to $6,000 available for the consumer to put down as a down payment on a new car.
Yeah, so consumers visit an average of 4.2 websites in their purchasing process. So, if you're somewhere in the first one, two, three, there's a good chance that you're actually going to get a lead from the customer. And if they see that this program is available, I feel like that's probably going to increase your chances that they're actually going to submit an inquiry, to your store because let's be honest, down payments are getting harder and harder to come by, right? So I
Yeah.
assume that this program really helps customers who don't have the cash right now, but are able to afford to use their refund as a down payment.
Yeah, and it's interesting fact you brought up that they visit 4.2 websites. So let's
Hmm.
say they visit 3 websites and they say, "Oh, I like this card each location. I need to use my tax refund as a down payment. Well, I'll wait till H&R Block opens up. I'll go
Yep.
wait 3 hours in line, get it done." Or if you're that fourth dealership, the customer looks online and says, "Oh, I can file my taxes right now, 24 hours a day, doesn't matter what time." And then I don't have to leave my house. I don't have to wait in line. I could do it myself. They submit it to TaxMax. A TaxMax professional will prepare the return, and then their money's just waiting for them at the dealership. I mean, that's just putting things together seamlessly. That way, it makes the buying process easier for the customer.
I feel like it's a little bit VIP-ish too.
It
So,
is.
I just spoke at used car week in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I had put together a whole bunch of statistics, which is why these are all fresh in my brain because I just spoke on Tuesday. But the other thing that I found really interesting was that 54% of consumers will buy from a dealership that gives them a better experience. And I feel like offering this to customers gives them that better experience and helps them in their decision-making process. So dealerships should really think about advertising this a little bit more efficiently. So is this a widget that the File and Drive, is it like a widget that goes on their website, or is it like a drop down, or how do you work that on their websites?
Nope, that's a great question. We partner with Big Time Advertising and Vehicles Network,
Hmm.
and they decide all the creative assets for this program that we provide the dealership as part of their sign up package. So the first part is a banner advertisement that the
Hmm.
dealership would just put on their website, just kind of called a File and Drive campaign, turn your W-2 into a down payment. They have the ability to click for more details. It would then take them to a website that tells them step 1, step 2, and step 3 on how to do it. They then get started. That then goes to the TaxMax website. The customer files with us. The cool thing too is that we capture on the first screen their name, email address, and cell phone number. So
Hmm.
even if they don't finish the process
You got
and
a
they bounce
lead.
off, the dealership has a lead, correct? And it's a
Hmm.
lead from their own website.
That's amazing. So, what if a customer is getting, let's just say, $2,500 back and they want to use two down and keep the other five? How does that work?
In all cases, the money goes all to the dealership, whether it's the federal return, the same day refund advance, and the state return gets sent to the dealership. Basically, they just take whatever portion is due to them and then
Hmm.
give the customer back the difference.
Oh, so that's
So
perfect.
yeah, we did a beta test last year with a dealership of substantial size
Uh-huh.
that had over 30 locations, and using the File and Drive campaign, they sold an extra 15 to 20 cars per location. And
Wow.
what they found was these were consumers they never had any interaction with. A consumer would just walk into the store and say, I want that red car. You have my refund. I want to use that as a down payment. Let's do a deal. And it was amazing at how seamless it was. The dealership did what they did best, which is sell cars.
Hmm.
We do what we do best, and that's do taxes.
And I don't even think, like, I mean, I'm a regular consumer. I am not a subprime consumer, but I even think I would be interested in something like this as a consumer if I was getting a refund, to be like, you know what, this is a great idea. Let's do this now, especially, bad things happen to good people. Cars break down. They're machines. They're not, completely 100% reliable all the time. And if somebody finds themselves in this position, I feel like it's a great opportunity to be able to go, hey, let's use this now. And I guess I don't understand why more stores don't do it, because it seems so easy to do.
In the past, we had obviously we had over 3,000 dealers, and then with COVID, we dropped to about 2,000 dealers. What we found
Thanks,
was that
COVID.
dealerships yeah, thanks to COVID. But because of COVID, we created our new File and Drive campaign.
Yep.
That a lot of dealerships got lean and mean with staff. And the old way of doing TaxMax is that dealers would have to enter the information, would have to photocopy the documents, and then fax everything over to us, get signatures. It still only took 12 minutes for to do a deal, but
Yeah.
now it takes no time at all. All they do is just print checks. The other cool thing with this program, on the dealership's point of view, is that let's say I'm looking to buy a car and I file my taxes at somewhere else,
Hmm.
and I want to use that money as a down payment. Well, let's say my refund is $6,000. Um, the dealership doesn't know how much money is in my pocket. The customer will still cry, I only have 700. You got to work with me. And the dealer has to beat up the customer to get more money. With our program, the refund is sent to the dealership. So if the check is $6,000, the dealership knows how much money the customer has to work with.
Yeah.
So they're working down from 6,000, where before they're working from zero. They
Yeah.
have no idea. And they're just saying, well, how much is in your back pocket? What's in your shoe? So it kind of flips the script. So the dealership's able to negotiate a better deal.
Absolutely. And I feel like it's smart all around, especially for a customer that maybe doesn't want to dip into their savings if they have one, to come up with a down payment and the dealership can use it. Now the other thing is, because I know I asked you about this in person one time when we were talking, but you guys can do this kind of pretty much year round. Is that right?
We do. So for buy here, pay here, and if you use one of the VIP DMSs like Automaster, IDMS, Wayne Reeves, that the dealership can estimate what the customer's refund is. So for example, it's in November.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm looking to buy a car and I'm short on down payment, but I'm getting a $5,000 refund in January and February. The dealership needs to do their normal underwriting. If I'm approved for my normal underwriting, the dealership would ask the customer, would you like to skip your last 4 or 5 months worth of car payments?
Mm-hmm.
Consumer's going to say, well, sure. How do I do that? Well, we can estimate your tax return and set up an irregular payment in the contract, in the amortization schedule for
Mm-hmm.
a March the 5th payment of, let's say, $1,500. So that will reduce the term for these dealers by 15 to 20%. And
Mm-hmm.
this is where we partnered with Secure Close. There is a Secure Close TaxMax avatar. You don't have to be a Secure Close customer, but it does help to be one. That will actually explain an avatar will talk to the customer, explain to them perfectly every time that they have a special payment in their contract for tax season, what the benefits are to them, what is required of the customer, and that they're signing and acknowledging that they're aware of this payment and that they're willing and wanting to make this payment
Mm-hmm.
using their tax return.
What happens if someone has a garnishment? Is that something you guys get flagged for?
So that's a great question too. So part of the process for the irregular payment is that the customer will sign an agreement acknowledging that the refund is just an estimate because it's not tax season yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives the dealership permission to call an 800 number to see if there's any garnishments against the tax return, such as child support or delinquent student loans, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, that was the first thing I was thinking of was, oh shoot, because I know that it happens to people, and that would be awful to find yourself in that situation. So it's great that you already have something in place to kind of help make people aware of that. You guys have any special promotions or offers that you guys have going on right now?
Yeah, and actually for your listeners, we can give 40% off our VIP package, which is that file and drive campaign. And if they use the coupon code Maggie, Maggie, we'll take 40% off of their balance. And they can do that at taxmax.com and just click on sign up.
Well, that's perfect. Thank you very much for that. You guys definitely take advantage of it. I will tell you, I have probably almost all of our clients do use TaxMax or, work with them. And I think that it's a great program. I mean, again, like we're in the business to help consumers, and what better way to be able to do that, especially, you have that single mom that's not necessarily able to come up with 1,500 or 2,000. I mean, down payments are rising, and when you're dealing with somebody like that that desperately needs a vehicle, to be able to help them like this, I think is so important. And I don't see this as an expense. I think it's an investment, especially when you're trying to help as many people as you possibly can, which is why we're all in this in the first place, is to help as many people as possible.
Helps the dealership too. So if the dealership sells one extra car or they collect on a delinquent customer to get them current, they do
Mhm.
one of those deals, it's cash flow positive to the dealer. So it's not very expensive. There's no risk. There's 0% risk to this program for a dealer. So it kind of begs the question, like you said, why isn't everybody doing it? I
Yeah.
have no idea. But
Well,
every
and you can get
dealership should.
40% off, guys. Come on, take advantage
Exactly.
of that 40% off. It's absolutely, I just think it's a smart move. And I think that it's really easy. Do you guys, like, how easy is it for a dealer to sign up? I assume they can probably just do it at your website, right?
Yeah, they just go to taxmax.com and click on sign up. Now, I understand people may want to talk to us.
Sure.
We have a contact us button on our website as well. Just fill out the contact us. Someone will call them, even if they don't want to use it. If they say, you know what, I hate TaxMax. I've done it before. It never worked. I just have a bad taste. Give us a call. We'll just talk to you. And I don't care if you use this or not. We have, like I said, over 2,000 dealers using us. Run by us what your plans are for this tax season, even if it doesn't include us. We'll give you the good advice, whether it benefits us or not. Just, me, Maggie, I'm a big advocate for training and education.
Yes.
So I just want to make sure that, if you call us, we're not just going to sell you, we're going to help you. So
And I think that this is a great segue for us to talk about Buy Here, Pay Here United, because that is all about training and education. And you guys over there at TaxMax are one of the founding partners of Buy Here, Pay Here United. It's like right around the corner, like just around the tax time corner, which I hate even thinking about, not gonna lie. But it's gonna be April 23rd through the 25th at the Bellagio in Las Vegas. I assume that you guys are in the planning stages and deciding who you're going to have speak. And do you want to talk about that a little bit and educate people
Yeah,
about?
so this is going to be our third show. We started this Buy Here Pay Here United to educate dealers, and we took a different approach that we wanted the education to be by dealers for dealers. So when our last show ended in April, we got right back to work in May, and we started. And one thing we do that's unique is we have a dealer advisory board. We have 7 or 8 dealers who are very active in the industry. When we take a long time to select these dealers. It took us a month.
Yeah.
We have all the 7 founding partners will nominate, so to speak, dealers, and we pick the 7 to 8 different dealers. They have to be of different sizes, different states, different geography. We want to make
Awesome.
sure we represent the East Coast, Central America, West Coast, small dealers, large dealers,
Mm-hmm.
and then we get the dealer advisory board put together, and then they are the ones who help facilitate the agenda. So it's not like we just say, well, as vendors, what do we think dealers should want to learn about? We
Exactly.
actually ask active dealers, what do you think dealers need to learn about? The other thing we do is say, what problems are you facing? And then we do as a group, the board as well as the vendors, look for answers for those current problems,
Mm-hmm.
and then we will present the answers at the show. And then the last thing we do, which we're very proud of, we reserve a few spaces in the agenda for last minute items. So whether it's rising interest rates, with the default of U.S. auto sales and American Car Center, I think one of them went out 4 weeks before our show, and we actually drafted a class to kind of talk about that. So
Mm-hmm.
we will literally put a class in if something happens in the industry. As little as 5 days before our event, we have room to insert current activity agenda. So
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing that's stale or old. So we're very proud of it. We had over 400 attendees last year, and we're hoping that we'll have close to 500 this year.
Yes, I was fortunate enough to be invited thanks to your suggestion to speak last year, and it was a packed event. I mean, there was like an evening reception out, on the balcony, and it was packed in there. So much so that I saw so many people that I knew, but I didn't get a chance to say hi to any of them because everyone was everywhere, and there was so much chit chat going on and a lot of networking happening. And I think a lot of really great education. And I've talked to people, I still have people calling me from that event and saying, hey, I saw your collections track. I'd love to, talk a little bit more about sales or whatever it might be. And I think that it's a really great event to kind of plan yourself to attend because yes, it is also springtime. And, with the change of the new year and things like that happening, it's an easy way for you guys, like you said, saving these tracks to kind of get a jump start on anything that might be fresh and coming up. But also hearing from dealers and hearing their pains and their struggles. I mean, a traditional convention is going to have a different approach. It's going to be speakers that apply to speak, and then a board chooses them. In this case, we're actually hearing from the horse's mouth directly what pains they feel like they're having or what educational sessions they would like to learn from. And then from there, you guys are building an agenda. And I think it's a great way for dealers to get as much education as possible in a short period of time. I like that it's not a week long, you know.
No, and I'm begging any Buy Here Pay Here dealer who's listening right now that has not gone to Buy Here Pay Here United. It is literally 95% dealers that are in attendance. So when you
Mm-hmm.
sit down at an 8 top round table, odds are that all 8 are dealers or 7 out of 8 are dealers.
Mm-hmm.
The presentations, 90% of the presentations are by dealers. So it's no conference you've ever been to before. There's no exhibit hall. We only have 6 sponsors. That's it. And the
Mm-hmm.
sponsors are unique. And to be a sponsor, you have to be, A+ in the industry, create value, have great reputation. So,
Mm-hmm.
and it's completely unique, and we're very proud of how this has morphed into something really great.
Yeah, I had a lot of clients that attended last year that brought like 3, 4 people from their teams, and it was a great opportunity then for teams to get to go to these events. And one of the things that I liked about it is that it's not, again, super long because I feel like when you're dealing with a conference that's, let's say, 5 days, 4 or 5 days, like used car week is a whole week. It literally goes
Wow.
from Monday till Friday. And I'm trying to imagine a dealership losing their sales manager, plus two, three other, executive components to the whole operation, like, several salespeople being gone for a whole week all at the same time. So this is just a couple of days. I had a lot of clients that actually went last year and took members of their team, and gives them an opportunity to kind of experience similar to like a 20 group style, because you are dealing with mostly other dealers, like you said, and it's not, nobody's trying to sell you anything.
No, exactly. There's no sales pitches whatsoever. That's
Yeah,
a hard, that's part of our mission, right? Is that even though we're 7 vendors of the founders, we wear purple shirts. We don't wear our, I don't wear my TaxMax shirt.
right.
I wear a Buy Here, Pay Here United purple shirt. We try to make it very VIP-ish. There'll be
Mm-hmm.
50 people walk around in purple shirts, and if you need something, you ask a purple shirt person, and they will
I
walk
saw
you to where
purple
you need to
shoes
go.
too.
I
I saw
know.
purple chucks. I saw
Buckeye
purple
Brett, he always
Nikes.
outdoes everybody.
Yeah, Steve Levine had purple chucks. And I saw Richard was wearing purple chucks. And then, of course, Brett, Brett and his shoe collection. I would love to see Brett's shoe closets. I'm gonna have to ask for photos of that, because that man has shoes in every color.
We have fun, and that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
it's education, but there's also a lot of fun. It's first class food. Everything's
Hmm.
open bar. There's no tickets. Everything, even the education, as you mentioned, there's something for your entire staff.
Hmm.
We have a sales track. We have a underwriting track. We have a service track. We have an admin and HR track. So we literally talk about everything. So,
Hmm.
and we have a great time putting it together. It's a lot of fun. We're very proud of what we put together, and I can honestly say that it's exceeded all of our expectations. And we're trying to just stay true that it's about education by dealers for dealers. So I really
Absolutely.
invite everyone who hasn't been to, you got to give it a shot. And
Yeah.
they can go to bhphunited.com to just check it out. We're slowly dripping out some of the agenda,
Yep.
and you can sign up right from there as well.
Perfect. Now, if we talked about this a little bit earlier, but just to quickly recap, if someone wants to get more information about TaxMax, what is your website?
They go to taxmax.com and they can click on either A, sign up, and don't forget that coupon code of Maggie to get 40% off our VIP package. Or they can click contact us and submit it, contact us to us, and we will call you. And once again, no pressure. We'll just kind of answer your questions about what,
Yep.
we see this tax season to be, and we see it to be very strong.
Yeah, and I think having a partner like TaxMax in your dealership is a smart move for anybody who is considering it. Just call and get some information. Nobody's going to pressure you to buy anything. I have never once in my life felt like Bill would pressure me to purchase something from him, and I ask him all kinds of questions every time I see him. And I've never once felt like there's a knife to my throat to do something. So call and get advice and just talk and see if it's going to be a good fit for you. I mean, it's all
Yeah.
part when you decide to choose a partner in this industry, it's important to get to know them. And I think that you are in good hands with Bill and his team.
Thank you.
Yeah, and thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule. At least I caught you before things get insane and you don't go to bed till 1 in the morning because you're doing taxes all day. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for being here. And thanks so much for that coupon code. You guys, again, it's just my name, Maggie. Make sure that you take advantage of that because it's really excellent of him to offer that to our listeners. And Bill, thanks so much for being here today. I really appreciate you taking time to explain what you guys do to everyone and talk about BHPH United with me.
Same thing. Thank you so much. And can't wait to see you on the road.
A very special thank you to Bill Nealon from TaxMax for joining us here on our episode of Elevate with C&M Coaching. I do want to encourage you guys to take advantage of that 40% off coupon code MAGGIE. It will absolutely help you drive more traffic. And if you are feeling like you're struggling with internet leads or you want some assistance in this area, give me a call or shoot me an email. Our phone number is 877-900-9461, or you can email me, Maggie at candmcoaching.com. That's Maggie at candmcoaching.com. I'm happy to perform a complimentary mystery shop for you and see if we can identify some issues. Because if you're going to add a widget like this to your website, you definitely need to take advantage of maximizing all of your salespeople's potential. And if you are considering or on the fence about going to BHPH United, I highly recommend checking it out. Along with NIADA, it is one of the great educational sessions that we see, and it's early, so it's not smack in the middle of the summer, and it's after tax time, so it makes it like the perfect time of year to get away, especially if you're like me and you live in a cold state and you want to get away. Going to Vegas in the springtime is a wonderful welcome warmth and additional sunshine that we've all been lacking in colder states. So thank you again so much. I just want to let you know this episode was recorded about 2 weeks ago, and due to some issues here, I was not able to edit it as quickly as I like and get it up on the post. So it was about 2 weeks ago. So that means when he said we're about 7 weeks away, now we're not anymore. So now we're looking at 5 weeks. So thank you guys again so much for joining me on this episode of Elevate with C&M Coaching. I hope that you have a great day, and we'll see you real soon.